got you. All right, guys, we're going to take a moment. We're going to open up our public session. We're going to take a moment to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
The members we have present this evening: President Brian Kennedy, Vice President Thomasina Harrell, Dr. Dawn DePerry is absent this evening. We have Trustee Shauna Walsh and Trustee Mr. John Toms, and we're also missing Ms. Clara Tebbins, our student ex officio.
So we're going to go right into the superintendent's report.
All right, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. This has been, for those of you who had the opportunity to see it, this has been a very exciting last weekend. We had the play The Sound of Music, and I have to say that the students, as well as the pit crew, as well as the director, Ms. Hawken, the pit crew director, Ms. Green, all did an amazing job. For those of you who did not have the opportunity to see the play, you really missed a very, very incredible event. Not only were the kids incredible, everything about it was incredible. It was great to see that we finally had a play in the newly renovated auditorium. So that was an amazing thing to kind of finally see, because there was so much work and time that went into planning for the auditorium, planning for the renovation, and actually to see a play performed in the space was just really, really great. There was at one point we did add an electronic backdrop that replaced sort of the backdrops that we had in the past, and it sort of brought life to the play, which was incredible. We also had this one particular moment in the play that the lights itself simulated the sound of thunder, so they changed colors, and that was a great thing. We had a great sound person that was able to kind of manipulate the sound, the light pattern to allow us the ability to do that. So like I said, congratulations to everyone that was part of the play, that goes with the crew, the pit crew, all the behind the scenes, and thank you all to the parents that had a big role, because one of the things that we forget when a school puts on a play like that is that it takes a tremendous amount of time. The students and the adults have to commit to months of play practice. So the fact that they were able to put something as magical as they did over the weekend, Friday was 7 o'clock, Saturday was 7 o'clock as well, and then they had their final performance on Sunday at 1 p.m. And it was truly one of the best plays that I've ever seen. This is my 21st play that I've witnessed here in Celebration. So congratulations to everyone. I see some of our elementary teachers were present there as well. Thank you all for coming, and I just want to say that. Also, congratulations to Justin Gerasi. He placed fourth in New York State in his wrestling weight class. He is an amazing student athlete, and he really serves Center Richards really properly. So congratulations to Justin. Also congratulations to Layla Cole for indoor track and field. She is leaving on Friday to the New York State Championship meet, and she actually made it to qualify for the national. She is the first female student in Center Richards history that made the national team. So congratulations to Layla. And finally, I wanted to address something. Over the last few days, we have received some concerns regarding elementary in terms of the cleanliness of some of our facilities. So I had the opportunity to meet with the CMTA Faculty Council on Monday. I think we had a really great conversation. Some of these concerns were brought up. So Tuesday morning, I conducted a walkthrough of the elementary school with my school maintenance crew lead. And we identified some of the things that we have to address. We created about a page and a half of things that we have to look at. A lot of the things that we have to address are pretty much cosmetic in nature. There's things that we have to clean up, there's some painting that we have to do, there's a couple of hand dryers and a couple of bathrooms that we have to address, and we have to enforce some protocols with our custodians to ensure that every instructional space is being addressed in a timely fashion. We are in the process now of correcting those things, so I think within a couple of weeks, a lot of the things that were identified to me will be addressed. I'm happy to report that, and hopefully it is going to look a little different as time goes by. I do want to note that we have done a lot of work in the Center Ridge School District over the last year and a half. There's been a lot of time that our maintenance crew, our facilities have dedicated to different spaces within the district as a whole. So the elementary school has always been one of our major priorities. We are now shifting most of our attention to the elementary school because some of the major projects that we had at the secondary complex is now completed. So the auditorium is a major project. The renovation of the library, the renovation of other spaces that we had at the secondary complex was something that we were doing because it was time sensitive, because we were working under the timeline of the vendors that we were working with. So now that those projects are completed, now our focus is going to be the elementary school. So we are doing that immediately. We started today. I have to give a lot of credit to our maintenance and grounds crew that always jumped in to kind of address some of the concerns that we identified. So I think within a couple of weeks, like I said, we're going to see some improvement at the elementary. And it's an ongoing process. So I just wanted to make note of that. That's all I have for tonight.
Does anybody have any questions or comments for Dr. Soto? All right, so we're going to move on to committee reports. Just to put it out there, he opened up the agenda item. So when I talk agenda item, elementary school is that point where you can also speak. So committee reports, I'm going to go down. Community connections. So we've been a little spotty in a sense, but we've been out in the community. What I mean by that is we pushed out to the BOCES nights because we wanted families to go check out BOCES. So we used community connections. We pushed that out. A lot of families that did take advantage to go check out the BOCES programs. John and I went ourselves. We divided and conquered. It was actually really good to see what we're spending our money on and what our kids can get. The other one is Jamie and I, we went to a Chamber of Commerce night. So we went and met with the local businesses, and we got to kind of network in that regard. So community connection sometimes is brick and mortar, and sometimes we're just going out to try to really build what we need to do in order to help our students, but also the school system. So I just want to kind of put that out there. Our next meeting hopefully will be more of a brick and mortar building wise, because obviously as we go, we like to try to make sure that we hear the voices inside as we do things. I'm going curriculum and technology. So that last meeting was yesterday. I'm going to kind of tag team with Dr. Batra on this one, so I don't totally forget. Dawn takes really good notes on these meetings. I'm not as talented as that. But at the end of the day, yesterday, there was a lot that went on from K through 12. So it wasn't just a conversation about an individualized building. It was a conversation about what's going on at the high school, the middle school, and then in that elementary school, discussions about the iReady programming, the implementation. We got to see samples of the reading programs that the kids are getting. During those meetings, they're helpful because we get to hear a little bit from sometimes the trenches, sometimes the parents, and then they get to go back and really work on it. We have a lot of upcoming events that was presented to us there. PSATs are going to be going on, as well as SATs March 24th. Am I wrong on that one? Dr. Batra, 24th? 24th. We have the, what was the other?
We're going to be having a job fair on
Oh,
March
thank you.
31st,
Bump
a
it.
student job fair at the high school, a personal finance workshop with a date to be determined coming up this spring. We are also planning an NCAA information night, as well as a college essay writing workshop for students and families.
So that was the quick synopsis, obviously an hour-long conversation. And then we also brought back, if you saw last meeting, we brought back the grading systems, the policy of the grading systems, to the committee so that the committee then can discuss that as a whole. They then brought it back to the board. Again, this is policy. This isn't protocol, right? This is a policy, not procedures, I should say. Procedures get created after policy is done. That's where the trenches and you guys all communicate. We just do this from policy standpoint. So this was the grading system conversations, the feedback that we kind of saw. Sometimes there's going to be conversations that we do in policy that need to go back to the committees. And then when the committees come back with some recommendations for us, we as a working board will then look further into the details. So that's kind of how we're trying to bounce it back and forth. Any questions for curriculum at all, guys? Everybody's good? All right, facilities, health, and safety.
So we haven't met Facilities, Health and Safety since January 7th. We have an upcoming meeting, I believe it's next Wednesday. But there's a few things besides what Dr. Soto had mentioned about the elementary school that I just wanted to let the board know about. Just so you know, we had the elementary boiler. Actually, over the summer, we spent about $35,000 on renovating it or trying to get it to what the current status it's at. Unfortunately, last week, the elementary school boiler had a problem, section of it had to be taken out. So now they were able to take a section out, condense the boiler, so it's not as efficient as it was with the section in it. This boiler is from the 1970s. Just letting you know, we're probably looking at a boiler down the road sooner than later with the way that the repairs have been going, because we still haven't even received the bill for the last repair. Let's see. Oh, there was also 2 plumbing issues in the elementary school due to the cold weather that we had the last 2 weeks. So we had 2 cracked pipes. One happened on a Sunday night. We had an emergency plumbing company come in and fix and locate that pipe. And then actually, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, we had another pipe that was by the gym that was actually, we found the crack. We actually had our head custodian was able to find and locate and fix that. So we actually fixed that in-house. So, but again, because of the cold weather, we had some pipes crack. That is all I have right now for you.
Yeah. Thank you, John. I just want to mention the 2 plumbing issues that we had. The first one happened on a Saturday. We did have to call an emergency plumbing company to come in and repair it. It was done literally overnight. Our school maintenance crew leader, Mr. Burrell, literally stayed here to about 11 o'clock at night. Him and I were in communication. They were able to fix it. There was a part that they needed that they had to come back the following morning to replace it, which they did to that morning. So the school itself wasn't affected in any way, shape, or form, which was great. The second pipe that burst was actually underneath the crawl space of the Main Street gym at the elementary school, and it was 7 different cracked pipes. Our school crew maintenance leader, Mr. Rao, literally repaired it himself. Cut the pipes himself, and that was the night of the board meeting. And I think I made jest of it that evening because he was literally crawling, and this is a waste pipe, so you could imagine what he was crawling through. So he cut the 7 portions of the pipe itself, and he did it himself, and made all the corrections, all the repairs that afternoon, and came that evening to help us present a second budget presentation to the community. So that was a tremendous savings, and when you have someone that is as skilled as Mr. Morrell, it gives us the opportunity to do that. But when these things come up, he has to address them immediately. That's why sometimes we can't address every single thing. We have to address emergencies, and we have to address priorities first. So, thank you, John.
So, health and wellness?
Health and wellness, our last meeting was February 10th, and our next meeting is going to be April 14th. The last meeting, we mostly talked about updates in CPR training in schools. It was right around PS I Love You Day, so a lot of the topic was around that campaign and the activities that the students participated in to celebrate it. We also talked about possible physical education electives for next year that are going to be available. And just, mental health is a continued topic that we talk about what we can do to help kids.
All right, so we're going to move on to, well, policy, obviously, we had, like we said, we bring things back to committees if we have, if we need feedback, and then we come back. There's multiple reads within a policy read, so I hope people understand that. Sometimes the read the first time, and then we'll go back and say, well, we need to change this language, go back and get us some feedback. Sometimes the feedback goes to the educators, sometimes it goes to the administrators, and then from there it comes back to the room, and then we try to look at the full picture and the full 360 of it. So we're at the point now where it's questions and comments regarding tonight's agenda only. There's a book in the back of the room, so if you do speak, just make sure you put your information down in it. Is it back there? Yes, it is. Yeah. So I'm going to give you the guidelines for public comment. This opportunity is for persons who wish to speak or who have written letters to the board regarding topics that are included on tonight's agenda. Speakers are asked to sign in with district clerk, that would be the back book, indicate your topic of comment, keep comments brief, and speak for no longer than 3 minutes. Refrain from discussing matters involving specific district personnel or individual students. Please stand and speak into the microphone so that everyone here and those joining us on the live stream can hear you clearly. Members of the public will have the opportunity to speak about any topic at the end of the meeting if it's not on the agenda. So like I said, if there's anybody that wants to stand up to speak, you're more than welcome. Sure.
Can you just speak into the mic? Because this is
Sure.
being live
Can you hear?
streamed, and anyone at home will be able to hear.
Can you hear me? Okay. First off, I want to start off, I commend, and I don't mean to be combative by any means, I commend each one of these board members here. They are volunteers. It's a thankless job. I understand that. I wish I could be here more. I have 3 children at home and a husband who's at work. I actually hired a babysitter to be here tonight because that's how important it is. What? Sorry, Lori and Cleveland. Okay. My concerns. I've done many concerns through email, and I've been very unsuccessful. I've had a discussion regarding the fact that the district does not have a middle school Washington, D.C. trip. I've gotten no answers. I was told, we'll work on it. Last year, was told no for this year. We were working on it. All other districts have one. My husband and I have sent videos regarding water fountains last year, not being worked on. They still don't work. However, this point that I want to talk about this evening is something that I felt the need to be here. My first biggest concern is the plumbing issues. We have students coming into our building from East Merchant School District. We are trying to showcase our school that these kids want to come to our high school. We want to make this an appealing district. When you have gym conditions that look like the pictures that I showed you, that things are duct taped, what licensed contractors are we getting in to ensure that it's safe? I know Dr. Soto had said that much of the improvement that needs to be made is cosmetic. I think this is more than cosmetic. I don't know if you are aware, but my kindergartner, and it's sad that I have to send my kid to a school like this. I love being part of this community. It has phenomenal teachers. You do a great job educating children. But when I have to send my kid to school and he has to stand outside in a t-shirt for over 10 minutes because of a faulty fire system alarm, I have an issue with that. This needs to be addressed. And I am not being combative. I think we need to work as a team, and we need to hear this. The auditorium was cosmetic. This is not cosmetic. This is safety. Going on, the ducts that was in the second picture that I presented in the folder, those ducts also look like that during in the kindergarten wing. This is an easy fix. I mean, a spray bottle, and some cleaning issues. And I know the union has talked about this. It's been addressed. This is something that needs to be fixed. My son, sadly enough, if you look at that picture underneath the bleachers, at the beginning of the lacrosse season, he dropped a Hot Wheels car down those bleachers and wanted me to go get it. I told him, forget it, we'll buy a new Hot Wheels car because I don't want him playing with something that has gone on in that. In terms of the mouse traps that you see in the picture, referring to picture number 5 that I've numbered for you. So those are mouse traps. I had a concern. I know it was brought up. The mouse traps have been removed, but the red stain that is above the mouse traps is still currently there. And I'm giving you these pictures because I want you to please add them to your list that you have created on your walkthrough, because these are things that need to be addressed immediately. And then if you look at the tater tots, I did send you an email, and that evening you got back to me promptly and said that you had spoken with the building custodians. Those tater tots were taken that next morning after your email. Just making you aware of that. This is an easy fix. You take a broom. I mean, I have 3 little kids. I sweep up my kitchen about 10 times a day. Going on, besides the tater tots, as I had addressed in the email, picture number 7 I am referring to, which I have already spoken to Dr. Soto about. I too went to the Harlem Wizards game. The PTA did a phenomenal job. The kids had so much fun. It was amazing. At the start of the game, I used the bathroom, and that picture number 7 is from Clayton Huey, but I experienced similar conditions at the start of the Harlem Wizards game. I was not a proud community member at that point. And I think this is not gonna take years to fix. These are things that should be fixed, like, immediately. And I don't just want a prompt response to, oh yes, we will work on it, we'll fix it. I'm still waiting for answers for Washington, D.C. My answers don't, and I know, we're a team. We're gonna work, we need to work on this together, but I think our kids deserve better, our staff deserves better, and we need to get together. Also, I have a concern, picture number 9 that I have showed you, with the hole in the kindergarten wing. You are letting kindergartners, picture number 9, it should be located on there, you are letting kindergartners walk in a wing where there's a ginormous hole in the heater? That's not safe. I don't feel that safe. Like I said, I love Center Riches. The teachers here are phenomenal. All 3 of my children are receiving a phenomenal education. Don't love iReady. I've expressed my concerns with that to Dr. Botcher. But I think that, yes, the auditorium was cosmetic. This is health and safety. If we can find the money to restore an auditorium, we need to find the money to restore the health and safety of our children that include Clayton Huey on a daily basis. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for hearing me.
So I'm going to say there's not much response that we're going to give because it's actions that will create the response, right? At the end of the day, actions have to create the response. Actions have to go. There's no excuses for stuff, right? So to go back and forth in that, in my opinion, it doesn't help anybody.
Move forward.
Yeah. So for me, you said it right. Like, it's a collaborative environment in which we have to try to make sure that the systems in place are sound. As we're going through big events, we do have to look, are we understaffing where there's not enough? And that's where we are starting to discuss building policy procedures. So there's a lot of things that are definitely going on that hopefully will help. But I will say the actions of the basics that you showed us, I agree. Those are on a day-to-day that, has been brought to the attention. Now they have to kind of live up to the standards in which has been presented from the meetings that we were all discussed, or I should say brought up to speed about. So I don't know if you want anything, or you're good?
I think I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody else have anything for? Everybody's good? All right, so I am moving on to consent agenda approval, but I need a motion to pull agenda item 11E for a separate vote. So I just need someone to give me a motion for.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Yes.
It's funny, you never know what to say yes or aye, right? Aye seems fine. So I'm going to go the approval of all consent items as presented. Minus 11E. Be it resolved, a motion to approve consent agenda item 9A through 15A minus 11E. Consent agenda items are approved via single vote unless they are removed for being a consent agenda item prior to the vote. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Can I abstain?
Not yet. I separated that.
Oh, that's me, okay.
Yeah. So all in favor? That's a yes.
Motion passed 4-0.
All right. So now we're going to get a motion for agenda item 11E for approval. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Yes.
And we have one abstaining. So,
Motion still passes through quorum.
yes. All right. I'm going to skip over. So now we're back to the public comment section, except now this is on any topic that is not on the agenda. Did I skip anything? No. Anything that is not on the agenda item. So if you want to stand up and speak, just make sure you sign in, mention your name, and then make sure you look into the camera. Same rules apply. Does anybody have anything for not on agenda item? Good. All right. Anybody from the board? I should have done this before. Anyone from the board? Any items at all? Everybody's good. All right. We are on to informational items. So next Board of Education meeting and budget workshop. Number 3 is March 25th. That policy committee meeting will start at 5:30, exec at 6, and then action meeting will be around 7 o'clock approximately. Location will be here. The up-and-coming district and community events. Thursday, Red Devil Pride Booster Club is meeting at 7 p.m. I know they did ask us to try to put that on to Parent Square, so we got to try to help them out so that they can get out to the community. So I'm going to put it out there. They need people, right? The Red Devil Pride Booster Club is saying they just need help. So they need some people, so be mindful. If you're a coach in the district, it's a great opportunity to get in there and then help us kind of get those people in place. Wednesday, March 11th, Facility Health and Safety Committee is at 6 p.m. Sunday, 3:15 is the Senem Riches St. Patrick's Day Parade at 2 p.m. It is not our grounds, but it is obviously going to be part of the sidewalks, right? Our students will be marching in it, yes. So Wednesday, 3:18 is the CMPTO meeting at 6:30 in Clayton Huey cafeteria. Thursday, 3:19, Clayton Huey Science Fair. We don't have the time, so those will go out in Parent Square, I'm assuming. So Tuesday, 3:24 is Curriculum and Technology Committee meeting at 4 p.m. in District Office. Monday, March 30th is the High School Job Fair from 9:30 to 11:30. High school is still looking for local businesses. Please contact Ms. Donato in guidance.
I believe that went out on Parent Square today too, right?
Okay. So again, just to kind of go back to the job fair, goal is to try to get jobs in here so that our kids can get hired and get internships and learn. So if there's businesses out there that are looking for people, have them reach out, because this is how we kind of frame the next generation in our community. Motion for adjournment. Motion. All in favor? Yes. Thank you guys for coming.
7:33.
Everybody enjoy the night.